I humbly offer to you this poetic inspiration from my heart for all of those who serve children with honor. They, the world, call you social workers, but I drink my drinks from legend. So I recall a time when family and community were one and the same. It was called a compound, and there were those people of great sensitivity entrusted by the adults and ratified by the elders to place their hands upon the shoulders of children and turn them to face a better wind. They call you social workers. I call you those who turn lives around. You seep into cracks like salvation blood and fill up the spaces so precious little ones won't fall through. They call you social workers. I call you spirit keepers, denizens of the light. I mean to say that you reside in a house called hope, and you keep the light on so babies and lost folk can find their way home. They call you social workers, but the ground that you till is not just social, it is spiritual. It is of the human spirit. It drips with black richness like strong coffee picked from heaven's hills. The seeds that you protect are not simply children, not simply tomorrow's daylight, but the reason for our past and the purpose for our people to be. I drink from legend, and so I know that mud-caked fishermen work the banks of the Nile River, and they have a faith that creation will grace them with good catch even on stingy days. Even on stingy days. That they will be able to return home to their families and fill bellies with substance beyond yams. This is your name. And the griot, she's old and she's over by the stump. She's still got that reach. Even though her joints are stiffened on up, she's still got that reach to go on and pull the ripened fruit of symbolism and legacy from the highest tree branches and the most introverted clouds. She's picking them and she's putting them in her story basket so that the young ones can fill their minds with substance beyond what is, extending out to what ought to be and what used to be. Family. She's just the griot, and she's old, but she's young enough to set young ones free. This is your name. They call you social workers in child welfare. I call you medicine, women, and men in family welfare. I call you the glue in the community when the rain comes to pull things apart. I call you doctors, priests, healers, teachers, palm readers, fortune tellers, prophesiers, negotiators, mediators, advocators, instigators, pacifiers, storytellers, truth dwellers, getting downright dirty in shameful cellars, cleaning up mess and setting crooked straight. Man, you child soul caressers, I call you masseuse. Irrigators, investigators, neglect haters, keepers of the cage that carries the canary deep into the dark of human caves, looking for that first sign of something foul, praising that first sign of something beautiful. And then there is this, in a nation that says that this community is less than that one, and this child, this family is less than that one, and this child is less than that one, and why bother with all that pain? They call you social workers who go out and keep the faith. Only one reason. One reason be, so far as I can see, even the blackest, brownest, brokest, poorest community is made up of beautiful families and children trying to get themselves free, endowed with the full potential of the universe, unshakable masterpieces of a canvas untouched by a foolish nation using the wrong paintbrush. And you, in the morning when you rise, you peel the frustration from your sleepy face and you wash it away down the sink with all the dirt that the system puts in your way, and you walk clean out that door because you believe that these children are good enough, that these families are worth enough, these communities deserve enough, and you absolutely have what it takes enough, because we don't ever make enough money, material status, superficial dough to ever let it be okay to let some folk, not even some kind of folk, slip for just one day. And I ask and I answer, You have to be warriors because you fought my battle. You have to be magicians because you carried me over the wide water with your barest feet. You have to be the locksmith, helping somebody who cared for this little black boy, silent boy, lost boy, helping that somebody turn the key and let me just be on my way to being what I was put here to be. And check this out. Don't you ever think that any one of these children could never grow up to become legendary. We are not the wisdom of creation. We occupy a more humble station called imperfection. And from this rippled surface, the distorted reflection that we are able to catch is a beauty of a day on down the path when the storm calms itself and quits its crying. And that warped reflection in the mirror of child welfare is the child fared well. Is the day's bounty brought home to fill somebody's hungry family in the belly with substance beyond yams. When I began this life, you were there for me. You carried me first to a safe way station and then to my people who would bring me up. Child welfare or child farewell? That is the question. I put my money on the honey, the sweet stuff, the stories of success. Because I am one. Because you were one for me. Triumphant, that is, triumphant you were. I am the reason you get up and go out to work even in those bitter stretches when the fierce wind blows you back and the sharp sand stings your face. You are no disgrace. You lean not backward but forward for the human race. And I can't just thank you. That would be understatement. I have to remind you of your greatness and how you leave it in your wake so that a child like me can come round and lap it up and taste some sweetness. It tasted so good to me back then. You want to know why? Because I just wanted to have the chance to be able to grow up and taste me some sweet potato pie. I didn't want to slip through the cracks, see? I didn't want to erode or fade away or become that stat. I didn't want to die. I sure enough didn't want to die. I just wanted to be able to grow up so I could have the chance to taste me some sweet potato pie. Cinnamon in my dreams and fresh from the oven, heavenly steam in my eye. There is something called the system, and it is some parts working right and some parts doing wrong. But then there is the one who toils for the well-being of the child and family, made of flesh and of spirit. Some parts mad revolutionary, calling for change when everything around seems to want to just sit still. Some parts little child on the street corner selling her lemonade, trying to make some coin so she can get what she wants to make the day feel good in her hood. And they, the world, let me see now, they call you social worker. I call you legendary. I was one of the children. Thank you.